Okay, got a nickel right here. I'm gonna show you what it sounds like here in my test garden. I'll ground balance here. Try to ground balance. 47, good enough for me. There's a nickel at 5 inches right here in the iron. Some foil right there at 1.5 inches deep in the iron. I'm gonna mute it, and I'm just gonna dig a hole. If I can dig a hole at 7 inches deep, I'm gonna make it with this ridiculous hand digger here that I have. Oh, did I break it? Did I break my hand digger? There we go. Okay, you never know what I'm gonna find here in this hole though, actually, to tell you the truth. See how red the soil is? My soil is very red here. A lot of roots down there too, so yeah. I'm just gonna bury it at 7 inches deep. Yeah, I could have done this a lot faster with my shovel, but I just wanted to get this video in before the sun goes down. The sun is at a funky angle right now anyway, but oh man, the roots. Oh, there's nails in there too. I just saw a nail. Yep. It's so hard digging if you don't have the right tools, man. See how long it took me to dig this out? Because I just don't have the proper tools, right? You need a hand digger, man. You need a hand digger or a shovel to dig down, right? If you don't have a shovel, it makes it really tough, man, to metal detect. You got to have a good shovel. I would say that's about, there's a root right there. I would say that's about 8 inches. So I'm gonna lift it up here just a little bit here. Pack it down there so it doesn't go any deeper. And now I'll just fill the hole in there. Pack it down really good so there's no gap in there, right? Just a common nickel, right? Ooh, I gotta watch out for nails. I don't want to poke myself. I don't want to have to get a tetanus shot, man. Actually, I do have a tetanus shot because my work. I have to have a tetanus shot at my work. Okay. And now what I'll do is I'll take this little plastic cap and set it right there. It's exactly where that nickel is at, right? In the iron, right? Sure, there is a little bit of a gap right there, but that gap doesn't go all the way down to that coin, so I had it packed in there pretty good. So let's go with the Simplex first. Not hitting it. All right, not gonna hit it. Too much iron in the hole. All right, give it about a month or two and then I'll start being able to hit it. The 6-inch coil probably won't hit it either. I'll turn my iron on. It's hitting it. But there's just so much iron in that hole, right? Let's say that's a gold ring right there. It's some foil, about an inch and a half, almost 2 inches deep. There's some foil right underneath that piece of tile right there. I'll take this nail here. It's a lower conductive target, right? But I'll put this nail right there. Look at how much that nail near the surface affects it. I'll just move that nail away a little bit. It's hitting it right there. Look at that. Barely hitting it. Now it actually went up. See that? It was at 11, now it's at 15. So numbers don't really mean much around iron, man. If you're digging up coins, and a lot of coins, and you just know the numbers, get those numbers out of your head, man. I'll take that nail out of there, or a little bit further away. Solid. Just some foil, but foil reads up just like a gold ring, right? Now I'll get that nail close to it. The Simplex is doing really good on that target right there. I'll put it in field mode. It'll tear it up, man. I'll take that nail out. Put that nail in. Struggling on it now. But you have to swing over it just right, man. Here's field mode on that nickel that I just buried. Not gonna do it. I'll try it in Park 2 mode. Park 2. It's hitting it a little teeny bit, but I would definitely skip that one up. Not gonna be dug up quite yet. It takes a while for the soil. When you dig a hole in my soil here, I have really hot soil. When you dig a hole, those minerals get all stirred up, and it just makes it really hard to find targets. If you have clean ground, or if you're doing some tests like in sandy material or moderate or mild soil, you'll have a lot better results. But my soil is red. You can see how it's red, and it just takes a while for those minerals to settle back in to be able to hit that target. That's what I struggle with, my test gardens. When I bury coins, it's harder to hit those coins because the soil has to heal up. All those minerals have to settle back into the ground there, and then the targets will start popping out. That's why, I get a lot of stuff in my soil, but that stuff those targets have been in the ground for a long time, and the soil around them has not been disturbed. And when I flip that plug out, all that soil just comes flying out, and all those minerals just get all stirred up, and it's really tough in my soil to find those targets once I disturb that soil. And even burying targets, I have to wait for a few months. So give it a couple months, that nickel right there will start coming out, on my machines. But I just showed you, that all soils are different, man. I struggled in the past, in my soils with a lot of machines, but I'm used to this soil now. I know what to listen for, and I know that you're gonna have different results on your tests. I've seen the Simplex smack some really deep coins. I've seen the Equinox do really good in mild soil. Both those machines, the Simplex and the Equinox, work really good in mild soil. But in my soil, not so much. My soil's tough to dig in, and I try to show you that, and a lot of times, to tell you the truth, a lot of times if I go to a site that has like some mild soil, I struggle a little bit. I struggle because I'm not used to the soil. Even though it's mild and the coins are popping out a little bit better, I just haven't dug very much in that at that site or in that soil. You just got to get to know your soil conditions. And in my city, the soil conditions change a lot. You know, a lot of times in my videos, you know, my ground balance gets off and the ground phase is different, and I just have some really hot spots of soil, extra hot spots. So I have to adjust my ground balance. You know, with the dais, that's a struggle because I don't have my dais on my shaft usually. Maybe in the summertime I'll have it on my shaft and I'll be able to get through it. But in the summertime, the soil is a lot milder. You know, once it gets wet here, all those minerals in the soil really mess with targets in most sites. In some sites it actually helps it, you know, but on the deeper coins, you know, those deeper coins are hard to get sometimes in my soil. Most of the time they're hard to get. I have a lot of live dig silvers with the Simplex in my hot soil, in moderate to hot soil. I just don't have a lot of places in town here that have mild soil. But if you want some of my hot soil, I'll ship it to you, man, so you can test it on your machines. See what I go through in my tests. And I want to post videos that have a lot of targets in them, and I've been struggling lately because I've been using new machines. You know, the Equinox has been performing very well the last couple weeks since the soil has been kind of drying out a little bit. So the Simplex has too. You know, I have a lot of videos with my Simplex recently, but with the dais, you know, it's been raining so much, so I haven't really been able to dial it in, you know, when it's raining. And the dais is not waterproof, so I've been pushing a lot of buttons with this machine at first because I got it when it was winter time and it just rains a lot. And learning a machine when you can't have the machine on the shaft is really tough to do, man. You know, I was struggling at first with the dais, but you know, it only took me a few weeks to realize that the dais is really good in iron. And you know, these other machines, the Simplex and the Equinox, they're about the same in clean ground. You know, they're all equal. In mild ground, all these machines are equal, right? Maybe the dais, you know, in my opinion, the dais can go deeper in iron than these two machines, the Simplex and the Equinox, but it's all about your soil conditions, man. The soil conditions has a lot to do with your getting deeper targets. You know, I dig a lot of stuff that's like 6 or 7 inches deep. A lot of my coins here, a lot of my silver coins, a lot of my jewelry, it's just right near the surface within 3 inches. Most of the silver that I've ever gotten in my city, you know, in the last 20 something years, has been within 6 inches deep, right? I found Indian heads, V-nickels in my videos, you know, that are shallow, because it's clay. The coins just can't penetrate this clay too deep. You know, in the curb strips, it's a little bit milder soil, and I have a lot of videos in the curb strips because the curb strips have been disturbed a lot throughout the years. You know, they've been had a lot of improvements, and they haven't put that hot dirt in there. But some curb strips are really bad in super hot soil, but the ground is hard, and the harder the ground is, the harder packed soil it is, you're not going to find a lot of deep stuff in there, you know, in what my experience has been. You know, if you have really soft soil or like loamy soil, man, you can go deep with these machines, man. These machines will go really deep. Or like farm fields that have been plowed, you know, and disked and rolled. You know, I have some videos out in farm fields, and I usually use my bigger coils, but you know, when I get out the farm field, I just want to hit the hot spot, man. I want to go in the iron, because that's where you find most of the stuff at. If you find a bunch of pottery and a bunch of iron, that's where I put my smaller coils on. You know, I have my big coils on at first, and then I hunt with my big coil, just swing fast and look for the iron, and then I put my smaller coil on, and then I hunt in the iron. Right? Because that's where you find the good stuff, is in the iron. And a lot of the farm fields out here aren't really super hot soil because it's just been disturbed and plowed and disked and rolled so many times. Most of the fields that I hunt in, except for the orchards, you know, the filbert orchards, they're really hard packed, and it's really hard to get those deeper coins there because they just don't plow it up, you know. Well, that's my last video for the night. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.